Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're just joining us for the first time, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button. To my old subscribers, thank you for always tuning into the channel. God bless you so much. So today we'll be cutting a long gathers gown, and I'm using a full length of 56, but I will first get my shoulder to hip measurements, which is 30, which I'm using here. So I will remove that 30 from my full gown length, then the remaining one will be for the gathers. So I'm done marking the 30 inches for the length I need for the upper side. So here I'm marking my bust measurement, my under bust I'm marking right now, then my waist measurement, the next one, the waistline. So from that waistline, I will count 9 inches, which will indicate where my hip line will fall. So that's the place I'm marking right now. That's just it. So I will use my pattern tracing curve to trace the line neatly. So I'm just tracing out the lines. Now is for me to start putting my measurements, which I will first start with my shoulder measurements, which is 8. Then after that, I'll mark my armhole measurement. Sorry, I made a mistake here. I supposed to mark out 5 inches before I start measuring my armhole measurement here. You know, the normal 5 inch that we remove if we are making off shoulder dress. You know that that 5 inch we do remove. I forgot to remove it here, but later, before I finish up all the sewing, I still remove the 5 inch, but I didn't make a video on that. So don't do the same mistake here. Remove the 5 inch upward before you start measuring your armhole. Sorry for the distraction. So here I'm marking my bust measurement divided by 4 plus 2 inches sewing allowance. Same thing under bust divided by 4 plus 2 inch sewing allowance. Then my waist measurement divided by 4 plus 2 inch sewing allowance. So here is for my hip divided by 4 plus 2 inch sewing allowance. That same measurement, I will take it down to the 30 length that I marked. I will take it down to where the length stop. So I will now trace out my measurements. Your armhole, the middle of your armhole, you trace it out. Still come backward with ½ inch. I will still show you. This is the middle. That's the 4 there. Then come backward with ½ inch. Then use your curve to trace it to give your armhole a fine curve shape. Working with this material is not easy. Please just bear with me. Now I'm tracing out my measurements. Then I turn it to the other side to trace out my waist and the hip measurements. You won't use the straight side again. You turn it to the other side to get your waist and hip measurements. So that just it. Then cutting. Please don't forget to mark out that 5 inches before you start marking your armhole. Secure with, if you're working with this kind of material, please make sure you secure your material with pin. So there's it. Make sure you mark out the 5 inches before you start measuring. I forgot, but I later removed mine. So here we'll be measuring the gathered side. So for the remaining length of my full length, I used 30 for the other one. For the remaining length, I'll be using it to cut out the gathers. And the measurement I'll be using to cut it out is my hip measurement plus 2. Like if my hip is 44 into 2, that's what I'll be cutting for the gathers. So I'll fold the material into 2 here, as you can see. So I'll be measuring my hip measurements. This is 22 plus sewing allowance. We add sewing allowance. So the remaining length, the remaining space there, I will just use it as sewing allowance. So I cut it out. Then the remaining length that will make up the full length, that's what I'll be using to cut the gathers, which I'm marking here. This is the length I'll be needing with plus sewing allowance. So here I'm done cutting out, still placing it on the same material to cut out the second one. Here I'm cutting 88. So this is everything. I'll go to my sewing machine and make a gathers. Then join this one and fix in the gather side to the main fabric. That's it. So let's go to the sleeve side. This is the sleeve. I'll be using width of 14 by length 26. with folding and everything. I'm going to put gathers. For the armhole side, I'll be using 8. With folding and everything, it will bounce back to 7 inches, which is what I needed. Then gathers at the top side, the downside too. But I will use elastic to fold mine, not really gathers. I will use elastic to drag mine. So this is the finished look. This is the finished look. It's just a simple tutorial. Please, if you find this tutorial helpful, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, comment, like, share, and don't forget to give us a sweet comment. Bye.